Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. So I wanted to talk about something that I've been playing for like the last maybe like 2.5 months. And that is the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection for the PS4. So if anyone knows me, right, you'll know that I'm a massive fan of Uncharted games. I like them all, not a single bad game in my opinion. All very, very good. So yeah, I kind of like had an urge like about a couple of months ago to play Uncharted again, the trilogy basically. And yeah, just and I was about to start, and I thought, you know what, I might as well try and get the platinum trophy for all three of these games, because I love these games so much, and they're not really like a difficult like platinum trophy to get for each game. It's really just beat the game on the hardest difficulty and like collect all the treasures, and there's like a few like speed runs you have to do in certain chapters. So overall, it's not really that difficult. Just some of the time trials, the speed runs for the chapters, some of them are kind of annoying, especially in the third game, which I've not actually done that yet, but we'll get to that as we go along. Obviously, using a guide and stuff for the to get all the treasures, because some of them are really bloody well hidden. I think I got probably about round about half of them for each game, probably roundabout. Because I used to always look for treasures, but I wasn't very good in finding them. But I would say I got at least half of them for each game. So yeah, we went into Uncharted One, started Uncharted One, and I'm always like a massive fan of Uncharted One. Like, I'm always like really like praising the game. I'll actually drop this. I'm not gonna hold that for the entire video. Yeah, I'm always quite a defender of Uncharted One because a lot of people say it's quite like average now compared to the other games since the first game in the series. And yeah, I know I was always defending it, saying it's not that bad. It's still really, really good. And I think there's a point I said it was like my second favorite, and then I came to the conclusion that I liked Uncharted 4 more. And now I think I've come to the conclusion that it's probably my least favourite Uncharted game. Not quite as a bad game. It's still a really, really good game. Obviously, every series has to start somewhere, and it is a little bit rough. The thing for me that this game lacks is variety. There's not really a lot of variety in Uncharted 1. Really, just a lot of like green, like grassy areas, like some like demolished like castle kind of areas, and then there's like tombs and stuff later in the game. Yeah, overall, it's just not a lot to it. You're really in like the same like country, I basically you could say. Obviously, in other like Uncharted games, you go to like different countries, very like different, like varied environments. But yeah, Uncharted One is just it's very basic. It's easily like the shortest one as well. I think the other Uncharted games do feel longer. But yeah, I do still think it's a good start. Like, I love obviously the characters are still great in the first game. Drake, Helena, Sully, they're all really, really good. I think the villains are very like average in this game. Was it Navarro and Eddie? They're both quite average. And you get the English guy with the white hair. I don't really know his name. He's there. Yeah, just quite a lot of average like, villains. So yeah, I've come to the conclusion that Uncharted One's my least favorite, and that library puzzle, I have no idea how you solve it. Like, there's not really that many like puzzles in Uncharted One. Like, most of them are quite basic. But that library puzzle, I've got no idea how to solve it. You have to like rotate these statues, and you have to like be facing like a certain way, and you get like your journal thing. But I don't know. For me, it didn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. Like a lot of people do like have problems with this. I was looking up, walkthrough base because I just couldn't figure it out. And it's not like later Uncharted games where like characters will give you hints, to say, little hints that kind of like steer you in the right direction, which I really do appreciate because even on Uncharted like 3, for instance, I don't think I was too bad with 2, but 3 was like a puzzle I was on for like maybe like 5 minutes, like not getting frustrated or anything, but then like a character mentioned something. I can't remember if it was Elena or Sully. Somebody mentioned something. I was like, oh my god, yes, that makes sense. So yeah, Uncharted One doesn't give you any hints. So yeah, but I still like it. It's just very, like say, basic nowadays. Like say my least favorite. I would say just because of the lack of environments. There's not enough variety. It's just the same thing over and over again. Uncharted 2, which I've always considered to be my favourite Uncharted game, and yeah, to be honest, I still feel that way. I still think Uncharted 2 is a masterpiece. Like, really, really good game, absolutely tremendous. You get introduced to Chloe, who I really, really like as well. I still prefer Helena, or Elena. Elena's my favourite Uncharted girl, basically. But I do really like Chloe. Chloe's a lot of fun. she's probably the more like fun character. She's got the I don't know. She's more fun to be around, but I think Elena's more likable for me personally, and I like blondes, so you know. But yeah, Uncharted 2, you just got like a bigger variety of like locations. You know, you're not really stuck in like the same kind of environment. You're going all over the place, like Nepal and stuff, and you're not in England. This you're in England in the third game, aren't you? But yeah, like different like set pieces as well. Like I love the part when you're basically with Chloe and you're going through this hotel, and basically the helicopters like come after you and start bombing the hotel, and basically the hotel's like crumbling and stuff around you, and like the hotel's pretty much like sinking because it's crumbling. And oh my god, those set pieces were absolutely tremendous, like so blooming good. Just basically you're in a collapsing hotel. It's absolute madness, like it really is. Absolutely love that part in the fight. You have to fight off helicopters with a grenade launcher late in that chapter. It's just absolutely tremendous for me. I like the area, like, there's like an area later in the game. It's kind of like a icy like cave area, which yeah, it's pretty good. There's not a real lot of combat in that area, but I really like it just the way it looks because it's an icy cave, and I love my icy like snowy environments in games. So that part I really enjoyed. And also really like the bit where like the village gets bombed and you're with that Tensei guy, I think. I can't remember his name. Um, Basically Drake can't understand the word that he's saying because he doesn't speak like Nepal or whatever language it is. But it's a lot of fun, you know. And basically Drake not having a clue what this guy is talking about. It's really just adds to like the charm and personality of it. And yeah, when that village gets bombed, and oh my god, it's just absolute chaos. You've got the villagers fighting off the bad guys along with you. It's just absolute madness, absolute chaos. The bombing, sending tanks and everything. It's just an absolute, chaotic like chapter. That I love it. Absolute amazing chapter. And also like the finale when you go to like Shambhala and that, really good. Fighting off those like I don't know what the kind are mythological kind of guys. They're really interesting. I really like those. Also, villain. I really like the villains in Uncharted 2. Lazarevich is amazing. Love him. He just has the look of an intimidating bad guy. Like, it's not a lot to him. You know, he's got a little bit of a motivation and that, but it's quite, I guess, standard. But I don't know, there's something about him. I love the way he looks. He just looks so menacing. So, yeah, I really love Lazarevich. And Harry Flynn, love Harry Flynn. Like he's such a douchebag, but I can't help but like him. So yeah, I really love Harry Flynn. Great. Yeah, Uncharted 2, still my favourite in the series. Love that. I got the platinum trophy for this as well as the first game. Again, not difficult or anything. Crushing did have some like really like tough parts, especially Lazarevich, like the final boss. He was an absolute nightmare on Crushing. It must have taken me about 40 minutes. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like, he can be a little bit. His fight can be a bit finicky on like normal, but on Crushing, like say 40 minutes that took me. I was starting to get a little bit frustrated. But it is a cool fight. You have to like shoot the explosive like sap things to damage him because he's basically invincible. He's got the power of Shambhala, whatever the hell it is. Um, yeah, it's a cool fight. Amazing game, and I absolutely love it. And yeah, we're going to Uncharted 3, which for a while is probably my least favourite Uncharted game. And I have no idea why. Like, why? I think I like this more than I remember. I think Uncharted 3 is an absolutely amazing game. I went straight on to Uncharted 3 after Uncharted 2, which I was a little bit concerned about, and I wasn't going to do because I had like a break, a couple of weeks break between Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. But yeah, after beating Uncharted 2 and having such a massive amount of fun with it, I just jumped straight onto Uncharted 3. Oh, I forgot to mention Uncharted 2. Now one of my favourite parts is when you're on the train. How could I forget that part? That's an absolute amazing part when you're on the train. Again, you just have to make your way to the front of the train, and again, just chaos is happening basically. Yeah, absolutely love it. So I can't believe I forgot that. That's an amazing part of the game, the train. But yeah, Uncharted 3. I like little like details. Like if Nathan Drake's like brushing up against the wall, he'll put his hand towards the wall, and you'll kind of interact with the environment by touching it. I love that. I think that's an amazing little touch. Like you're going through like tight areas, like tight caves, and you can just see him like touching the walls to, I don't know, get his bearings. I guess I don't know. I just think it's a cool feature. Like it's something really simple, but it kind of makes you like he's interacting with the environment in a way. I just think it's a real cool feature. I think the villains in Uncharted 3, they're okay. Talbot and um, what's her name, Marlowe. Yeah, I think they're okay. Um, yeah, English are baddies in this game. Yeah, I think they're okay. They're just all right. Like they're better than Uncharted One villains. They're not as good as Uncharted Two villains or Uncharted Four villains. They're just okay. Like I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're great. I think they're just okay. Like 6 out of 10. But yeah, I really think this has again got a lot of variety in it. I really like the like you go in London and stuff basically because a lot of the games set in England, which is really cool. And obviously the desert, which is probably like my favorite part in this game. I freaking love the desert, and one of my favorite like scenes and chapters in the entire like Uncharted like franchise. For me, but before that, you're in the plane. I love that section as well when you're in the plane and it's like crashing and stuff. It's absolute madness. You have to get to the parachute and things and like tie it to a box, so you basically float down into the desert. So you just basically just crawl out of one hole into the other because you're like stranded in the desert. Excuse me. And even like the part where you have to get on the plane, like Helena like drives you basically to the front of the plane. You have to like jump on. That's whoa, epic, absolute epic part to the game. Um, yeah, I think like the environments in Uncharted 3 might be even better, but for some reason I just prefer Uncharted 2. I feel like in Uncharted 3 there was some points where they had like a few like puzzles in a row. And for me that did get a little bit like tedious, but the puzzles aren't like too bad or anything. But yeah, I think they could have done with like less of that. Also another character I forgot to mention was Charlie Cutter. Uh, Charlie Cutter's funny. Like I really like Charlie. He's great. Another London character. He's just a very likable guy. Like he's in your side, but he's a bit of a goofball. But he's just really funny. And he hates tight spaces. And a lot of the game, like it's like certain points you have to go through tight spaces, and his reaction having to go through tight spaces is just kind of funny. Um, I feel for him. Like it's terrible to have a phobia of like tight spaces or anything like that. But I know how it feels because I'm absolutely terrified of spiders. So I know what it's like to have something like a certain phobia. But just his reactions, just absolutely hilarious. Great. There's also the section with the spiders, like loads and loads of spiders, which is really weird. It kind of like comes out of the blue. I think that's in France, I think. So yeah, it's never aired again. France with the spiders and the tombs. It's really weird. Getting chased by those, but again, never really good like set piece. So yeah, I'm jumping all over the place here, guys. I'm sorry. That's just how these like, reviews go. I kind of just jump around all over the place. No really like set like structure. Because yeah, I'll get back to it. Again, my favorite like section and one of my favorite Uncharted sections, the desert. When you're going through the desert, is it the Rub Al Khali Desert? Probably like totally botched that name. But yeah, I just love the desert because like, you start off like Drake's obviously full of energy because he's just landed there. But obviously, as the journey goes on, he starts to get more and more tired, and he basically spends the whole night in the desert. And obviously, he's absolutely exhausted. He starts hallucinating, starts seeing like water and things which isn't there. Gets to a well, it's completely dry, and he's so relieved to find this well, only to find it completely dry. It's poor Drake, absolutely heartbreaking for him. I don't know, you just feel him. You just feel for the character because he's like staggering around in the desert and stuff. He can hardly stand towards the end, and it's just absolutely madness. I mean, you know nothing's going to happen to him because it's Nathan Drake, but it's just a really cool set piece. Like I love it. I love the visuals. I love again just how the way the character reacts to being absolutely exhausted in the desert. Yeah, amazing section, and you get to the Atlantis of the Sands at the end, which is just absolutely epic. You drink the water and you start hallucinating and stuff. It's just an absolute crazy like section of the game. And then basically at the end, the sand like starts to rise and things. You're like the building you're in starts to like sink in the sand, and it's just an absolute like beautiful, like just beautiful game. It's a beautiful area. I love anything with sand. Like I just think Egypt and that, just like sands and like pyramids and that. It's just a really cool setting. I freaking love it. So yeah, Uncharted 3 a lot better than I remember it. I think Uncharted 3 is just amazing. But I do still prefer Uncharted 2. And another section I forgot to mention was when you're on the boat. and basically you're in the boat and the boat starts like tilting and things, and you have to like shoot like sideways in a way because the boat's like tilting, like boxes go flying and stuff. There's like so many like amazing like set pieces in this game. I should really just written them all down so I could talk about them in order instead of like jumping around all over the place like a bloomin' like a mama look. But yeah, I just freaking love it. I just love so many like locations in these games. I just love the environments. I love the gameplay. Love the characters. Love the story. Loved most of the villains. Yeah, just amazing trilogy. Absolute amazing trilogy. So I guess I could say for now, my updated order would be Uncharted 2, Uncharted 4, Uncharted 3, and then Uncharted 1. And then my least favourite, nah, I would put Lost Legacy, I think it is. Is it Lost Legacy or Lost Odyssey? The spin off of Chloe and Nadine. I'd put that one above like Drake's Fortune. So Drake's Fortune has become my least favourite, which I'm sorry to say because I do like it and I have praised that game for so long, but I do think it is my least favourite now. Um, so yeah, I think that's my order, guys. I've not played the PSP one or the Vita. Is it the Vita or the PSP? It's on one of them. Vita, I think it is. The Golden Sand or something. I don't fucking know. I don't really pay much attention to handhelds, but anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what is your favourite Uncharted game. What is your favourite Uncharted character apart from Nathan Drake? Because you know Nathan Drake's probably everybody's favourite character. And yeah, let me know what is your favourite like chapter, I guess, in Uncharted game. Is it the desert? Is it the bit you're on the plane? Is it Uncharted 2 with the hotel collapsing? Is it Uncharted 2 when you're in Shambhala? Is it what is it? Just let me know, guys. What is your favourite Uncharted like section in any game? It could be Uncharted 4 as well, and you can also put down your favourite villain if you've got one. So anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. I've just been rambling on here. I just really wanted to talk about Uncharted because I freaking love Uncharted. It's so damn good. Will we get another Uncharted? Maybe. I don't know. I would like to see another one, but I think Uncharted 4 was a great way to end the series. But yeah, I just can't get enough, guys. I want more Uncharted. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Catch you all later.